Go.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Kim Samples out here working on a concrete block and gravel driveway. I got started on this. My wife, of course, I've been working on the fence. I'm still doing the fence, so don't let that. But anyway, she decided she wanted a driveway here in the back. And she found one on Pinterest or somewhere that was a concrete block and gravel driveway. So I started out. What I want to show you in this video is how to do it the best way that I think. If you wanted to make one of these, that would be a little bit easier than the way I've been doing it, or the way I first started out doing it. I made some frames, and these are 24 by 18. You can make these blocks any way you want. But this was original, the blocks that I started right here, here. And then I made the smaller blocks, which I think is 12 by 18. And as I was doing this, I was having to level each one of these forms up and pour one block at a time. Okay, so I figured out real quick, I said, boy, this is going to take me forever. So I made a form right here. I want to show you this form right here. This form is 8 feet 6 inches, and I put dowels right here. So you can see the dowels here, here, and here. So over here, what I've done is I've made these are. I got to clean these up, but this is a landscape timber with the 2x4, and then I made it, and I marked this over here with the number, so that I know, okay, so this one goes right here. And I can tap that down. And for this next form, it's going to be like this one. So I'm going to use it. And then also this same form has, you can move these over here, and it matches this block. So it's the two small blocks over here. So by putting it here, I have to tap it down with the hammer. I got to put my steel, my rebar in. I've been putting 2 pieces of rebar in, and then I'm coming back with some. So I put the rebar in, lift it up. I put this in. So there's the piece right there. So anyway, what I do with this form is I come back and I oil this. I take a brush and I oil this whole form. And then this piece right here, I put axle grease on it. So if you see this red axle grease, part of this is the concrete, part of it's the axle grease. So I put a heavy coat of axle grease on it all the way around. So when I put it on here and I pour my concrete, after this concrete sets up for about 2 hours, I come back up and I lift this up. I raise this up and take it out while the concrete's still wet, but it's not so wet that it caves in on the sides here. So that way I get the form loose. Then after about 3 hours, I come back and take this end of the form off, and I take the screws out on this side and this side, and then I just kind of lightly separate it from the concrete. I don't take it all the way out. I just kind of break it loose from the form, so that after the next day I can take the form completely up. So okay, I just wanted to show you, I got this all oiled up and greased up, and the pieces set in there on the dowels. So I gotta tie the steel off, and then I'll be ready to pour concrete later tomorrow. Take a break today. Anyway, that's kind of the way I did the form, and I think that should help if you're going to do a concrete block and gravel driveway. These are 2x6s, so that way you can actually, it's going to be pretty strong driving vehicles on it. Anyway, that's the look of that. So it's a concrete block and gravel driveway. There's no gravel in between it yet, because we're not finished with it yet. So I've still got to go. I think I've gone 10 rows. I got about 12 more rows to go, because we're going to be able to park 2 cars back here. And this is in the back of the house. And then we're going to put gravel all the way around in between. Now, this one, I just want to share with you. You can make this any way you want. The way I did it, this block to this block is 4.5 inches apart. And then right here, this is 3 inches. So 4.5, 3. This is 3, that's 3, 3. So the blocks in between are 4.5. And because where I started at back there, I'm stepping up. I stepped up just a little bit, like 1/4 inch each time on the blocks till I got to about right here, and then I'm going to go forward level like it is. So the key thing that I wanted to show you more than anything is the form idea, because that way the price of lumber is pretty expensive. So you could do a lot of forms and you could pour the concrete all at once, but I thought, okay, I'm mixing with a concrete mixer just enough to pour each line. And I bought Staggered Concrete, and I found out, here's another thing that I don't know in your area may be different, but a lot of this out here I poured with 80-pound concrete, 80-pound sack concrete, and so I did it a little bit at a time. But on this one I bought 60-pound concrete, and I figured out that the 60-pound concrete is cheaper per pound than the 80-pound, which, you know, kind of doesn't make any sense, but it was. Anyway, this is, it's going to look real nice when we get it all done. Of course, it's a lot of work, because I'm having to dig out, pour the concrete, and do all that. I think I bought 300 sacks of 60-pound concrete, so I've got to mix it with, I've got my mixer. So it's 300 pounds of concrete, mixing that. So if you have any questions or comments or stuff like that, put them in the comment section, and I'll try to answer anything. And if you have a big question that you really need to know, I'll put my phone number down in the bottom, down the link text me your question, because if you just call me on the phone, if you're like me, I get 10 scam phone calls every day, so we're getting scammed to death over here. Anyway, have a blessed day. Keep walking with Jesus, and that's it.